That's the last of them.
Okay, don't go through that, because I think they're outside of the area. This is the planet we were on in the mission before. I just haven't gotten off yet. So I'm trying to get back to the ship. Aww. Die, bandit scum.
Down they go.
Everyone all right?
Saddle to... Wait, what? Pick up colorful lights! There you go.
What a void damned waste.
Outlaws. Dead ahead.
You know, I'd feel bad for outlaws if they weren't such complete assholes.
I just want to get back on my ship, guys. That's all I done want. No, that's next. That's where we're going. We just did the Vicar's companion quest. Remember we did drugs and saw ghosts? Oh god. I'm just deeply relaxed right now. Yeah, didn't you see that before? That's been there all along.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
This is just very chill and quiet and nice. We got this now. I don't know what it is or why it's there, but it's there. It's just stretching, dear. Because they're both roboids. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll tinker at the workbench to try and get everything as powerful as we can before we go into the final mission. In particular, we'll tinker at the, Oh shit, I can tinker Pink Slip? That gun could be even more powerful? It's the armor you want to do, it's the armor, it's the armor. Can I modify the armor? Something I can put in the armor that would be good? What's it got currently? Factory stock armor plating. So, I really should. That's not gonna work. Okay, so we got electro-charged surface, silver tongue, which is what I want, and stealth thing. So what do I want instead of stealth thing? Backpack. Alright, our armor's good. Put some tinkering into Pink Slip. And they need to be repaired. Pink Slip needs a little tinkering. Alright, but other than that... Alright, we're good. Now to rescue Phineas. You are about to assault the labyrinth on Tartarus and determine the fate of the Halcyon colony. If there's anything you want to do before you enter the prison, do it now, before you cross the point of no return. So what we'll do, actually, good point, what we'll do is we'll create a separate save state for this so that we can go back to before this point if we ever need to. Would you like to save? Yeah.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
You know anything useful about it?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
You promise not to leave without me?
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
How long will that take?
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
Cute. Persuade 86. Hey, how do I know you're a real officer under that helmet? Show me your biometric ID, which I think is definitely the one to go for, because that's a crazy high check.
Alright. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received.
Woohoo!
Transferring data to external
That's for our
functions.
steal things.
How can I be of assistance?
That's cool. Yeah.
See you soon, Captain.
We're back to the usual small talk. But now we have the biometric ID, so we can just go down there and kick some ass. Or stealth our way through. I like the idea of stealthing our way through. So we got to take 2 moon hats. I've got the maximum number of moon hats it's possible to get, unfortunately, my dear. I know, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Hoo boy. Boy howdy and hoo boy. But it's how it is. Frankly, I'd like a moon hat that you can, like, bolt onto Sam's head, too. Alright, here we are. Here we are, taking this very seriously. And now we work here, you fucking idiots.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn.
Oh!
The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardow.
Reinforcements. Let me help you out then if we're gonna do this violently. Crew of the Groundbreaker came to help us out. Isn't that nice of them?
What? What was... Bring him down!
Oh shit. I need to start, like, paying attention to shit. Although I come in perfectly prepared to talk my way through this entire thing, but, like, the violent idiots I've helped along the way are just like, no, we won't allow the captain to be hurt. For Alex Hawthorne. And I'm just like, okay. I guess I'm shooting through then. Well, I mean, I guess I have the choice to kinda, you know, just walk on through and let them kill themselves to... Yeah, I can ignore them and walk through as a non-hostile and just sort of let them kill themselves, but that doesn't seem right. Like, they ain't hostile to me. Because the minute I pass through this shroud, I'm one of them.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's ours. The board will never own.
Oh, it's literally,
Push on, Mardad.
I can't, it's literally Junli is here to help out. I can't fucking let them die. And I bet if I got good reviews with everyone else, they'd be, Oh, it's Ellie. She's just wearing a disguise. We're back in disguise. If these guys would just fucking chill out and let us do our thing, it'd be fine now. Don't have enough lockpick to get in there, which I guess it makes sense. It's a high security prison cell. It's not like it's going to be...
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
Are you talking while on shift?
Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please.
Everyone gets one mistake. Just don't do it again.
Thank you.
Which recharges my stealth shroud, and now we're fine.
Thought I saw something.
So this is for your stealth playthrough, right? If you're not doing the social stealth element. The Mardettes are just fucking dying down there. I don't even care, honestly. A list of passwords for something called a RAM. There are 3 columns, but only one is legible. The rest have been scratched out. Today's password from the column is 1 Akande. who I believe is the, I was, and I'm happy to help him out, but come the fuck on. She wasn't actually there. She was talking through the radio, but she wasn't actually there. So I saw her name, and I was like, oh, I gotta help her out. And then it turns out she wasn't actually fucking there. She just sent in some of her dudes. What up, idiot?
Hold it. Something about you doesn't look right.
Well, that'll stop being true in a second, so... Hey, I can't help the way I look.
No, I meant your uniform. There's something about it.
I stole some polish off one of the prisoners.
Aw, damn. Lucky you.
And now I'm back under. Every successful persuasion check is a refresh on the suit shroud. Oh, I see, okay. So you can stealth your way through fucking anything. Don't have enough lockpick to do that. I'm just gonna walk in through the front door.
Sure never planned on seeing the inside of this place. I've got to admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Also, as leader of the Moon Gang, I reserve the right to be very inconsistent in how we do. Okay, no longer in a restricted area, so that's something.
Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
We'll get her done. One way or the other, you know how we do. Okay, so that's... Oh, so yeah, restricted access, so we go down here and then we can disguise our way through again. Bajow. Do 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 do. Nothing to see here. It's just me, also a guard. Such a high security prison. Definitely no way to get in and out here, huh?
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
I was hired to test your security procedures. Congratulations, you passed.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your vigilant service. Carry on.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I guess. It's a problem for you, we'll just go through. Locked. Alright, so gotta steal something. Or something. Because all these doors to get through are sealed. Maybe this elevator here? Good thing I wasn't standing under that, holy shit.
Hold it. Something about you doesn't look right.
I know I haven't been feeling well.
Yeah? You're not contagious, are you?
I'm not sure, but this morning I was bleeding out of my ears or cough violently, which, yeah.
Hey, keep your distance. I don't want to get sick.
I bullshitted so hard, my strength increased. Bullshitted so I could finally get up to 100 persuade. A master of persuasion. And probably a good idea to drop some extra into science this close to the end. And I don't know, let's just junk him into lie. That's the character we... Baby, it is the last level. Yeah, but we get the mission perk. We don't get the perks doing that, right? I just did. I got us a defense perk that increases our armor by 5 flat across the board. But also, we get the master perk for persuasion now, which means that every time we damage an enemy, they lose 10% of their shit, and they'd go, oh. Okay! Why would it be that? Why would it be that? I am also looking for like key cards and stuff, which is pretty important to how I play. Oh, so this is how you'd stealth your way across, right? If you were doing this pure stealth, you'd sneak across the rooftops here, leap to here, and then you'd be free. This is a weird fucking prison. Where's... Oh shit, there we go. Oh shit, there's a lot of goddamn vending machines in here, which I guess makes sense. Lockpicks are always useful. Alright, any of these kind of brands I haven't seen yet. T&L is new. That's a Spacer's Choice. CMP. So let's do T&L, because I don't know what the fuck they sell yet. What do you got? Just a weird set of guns I don't need to fuck with. And some lockpicks, which I do. Alright. Transition to the pit. Now you know what the grundle of a canid looks like, so that's good. Note from your favorite warden, please do not leave perishables in here. We mark this as cold storage because we're starting to move pods in here. This is not an actual freezer. The next time I find a decomposing woolly cow box in here, I'm leaving it in the air conditioning intake for a week. Storage manifest. They are bringing in fucking cold sleep materials. Architectural records. Structural changes needed to accommodate hibernation chambers in the Labyrinth facility. An analysis from engineers. Beginning with the requirement that every chamber receive a constant supply of, at minimum, 34 kilowatts, and that occupants in these chambers be injected with a steady supply of UDL's patented Vita hibernation fluid, and this run-on sentence carries on for 12 pages before finally concluding. And thus, in order to maintain structural integrity throughout the area designated the pit, we recommend the chambers are installed in cylindrical fashion around a supporting structure dug into the crust of Tartarus at a maximum depth. I don't think they are. I think this is where they're going to fucking store all the Halcyon workers that they're going to put on cold sleep so that they can better deal with the food shortage problem. Solitary confinement prisoner manifest. Okay, so pod 2 with the one where it's like error, undefined error, that's probably Phineas. Later, idiots. Yeah, but then the Groundbreaker crew landed here, and they're a much better distraction than we are. So we're going over there. Okay.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for
Oh.
rambling speeches, but the captain needs our help. So,
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
MSI came out to help out too. Yeah, what's it to you?
Whoa, nothing. I was just asking. I was going to welcome you aboard.
Well, you made your own need a welcome.
Okay. All right.
Oh, now we're firing at me?
Where's the company ammo?
Oh, your AI didn't really know what to do right there, did it?
Got a promotion coming.
This would be a lot different if we were fighting our way through. Like all these duders throwing themselves at the walls probably would be more helpful. Over there? Over there? We're not here yet. Down here, yeah.
Company ammo.
Good luck! Oh, I can't get around this way, I have to go the other way. It's fine, I'm just walking around with impunity. Ain't nobody can stop me. All Silver Tongue.
Hold it. Something about you doesn't look right.
Hey, I can't help the way I look.
No, I meant your uniform. There's something about it.
I'm sure you have better things to worry about than my clothes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Bye, idiots. This is your stealth tunnel through the maintenance shafts. I am going to walk in and out of this place. Unsealed door.
Well, look who it is.
Oh, shut up, Chairman.
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades?
Well, they
We have
chose to come
faces
here.
that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
I walked the fuck in here, you stupid, stupid man. What's this announcement?
Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy and putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick.
Please, Phineas would rather die than cooperate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
That crackpot is saving the frozen colonists you gave up on.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
Not really.
That means someone's recognizing our work.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
You know, I wouldn't have to if you'd be more cooperative about all this.
Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need your help.
Okay, so I've got a lie 85, I've already rallied Byzantium against you, it's only a matter of time. That's absolutely not true, but I think that came out of the work I did for that dude down there. Or persuade 85. With your resources and some of the folks on the Hope, we could do a lot. I'm gonna go with the persuade option.
I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent and scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Maybe some good can come out of you after all. Because the other fucking thing is you get a bullet in the head and I walk through that door anyway. Like, there's not a version of this where you come out like, oh yes, I'm still on top. Mm-hmm. I walked in here like it was nothing.
About a blasted lab coat.
Fugitive to fugitive. Let it go.
Are you new here? I I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
You talking while on shift?
Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please.
Your secret's safe with me.
Thank you. Put him down!
This is nice. Calm before the storm and all that. Hope you're right about this, Captain.
We haven't fired a single shot since entering the build. Hey, before the textures load on that hat, that's real bad, guys.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life.
Yeah, I'm pretty great.
You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
So do they pay... You sure love talking. Do they pay you by the word?
Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. It's almost as if you delight in chaos. My reports described you as one of Halcyon's sharpest minds. I can't imagine why you'd do something so irrational. I should have dealt with you a long time ago. You were always too dangerous to leave unchecked.
Can we hurry it along? I've got a call I need to save.
Leaving you alive was my greatest mistake. But it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
Let's talk about this.
Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parlay with me.
That's kind of all I need. Persuade 100! That's why you do it. That is why you get to it. You don't want to die on Tartarus. I'm giving you a chance to walk away. Or I got Intimidate, but this check is Intimidate 85, Heavy Weapons 55, and Two-Handed Melee 55. No, I'm giving you a chance to walk away before I turn you into a bloody mess. I'm going to go with the one I actually have available to me.
Interesting that you think I'm going to die here. I believe I'm more than capable of taking you on.
You are not. Nothing stopped me so far. What makes you think you will?
Fair point. I don't know how you've managed to defy the odds. By every reasonable estimate, you should be dead. Yet here you stand. I've devoted my entire life to protecting Halcyon. I'm not afraid to die in the line of duty.
Halcyon is collapsing. If protecting this colony was your duty, you failed.
Don't you think I know that? Yes, I made mistakes. Costly mistakes. Leaving you alive was the worst of them all. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells.
The madman you're trying to get to work for you. Persuade 85, Science 85. Dr. Wells and I are both scientists. We believe Halcyon can be saved. Or Lie 100. Funny you should say that, because the chairman was just telling me this is all your fault. I'm going to go with the persuasion option, because I want to be reasonable here.
I'm aware of Dr. Wells' plan. Revive some brilliant scientists and engineers from the Hope, and work with them to save the colony. He's already revived you, after all. 50 or 60 years ago, I might have agreed with you. But we've passed the point of no return. The best scientists in Halcyon can't save us now.
Yeah, watch me.
I admire your drive, Captain. But I won't let you spoil my plans a second time. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to
I
you.
fucked your security system pretty hard walking in here. Oh, I don't have the hacking skills to be taking over the security system. I destroyed your experiments in the Ministry. Your plan's never going to work.
Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects you killed, they died in agony. My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research. Nothing more.
Science 55. Your scientists are lying to you. Their research is critically flawed. Or Engineering 55. That experiment was badly engineered. Any data you're collecting is wrong.
That isn't true. It can't be. You're trying to manipulate me. That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me their word.
I'm an expert in my field. I know what I'm talking about.
And it's true. Our research is gone, and not one of my scientists had the spine to tell me the truth. I had to hear it from you, of all people.
Yeah, I'm pretty great.
We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those experiments, you've set us back decades. I don't see any reason to continue arguing with you. I know when I'm beaten. The only thing left to do is surrender with dignity. Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Wells to your care.
Drop the Honorable Adversary Act and fuck off already.
The fate of the colony is in your hands now. I bid you farewell, Captain.
Is it takeable? Was that a thing? No, it's just a light. And that's how you silver tongue your way through a video game. Oh, this is a nice area. What the fuck? What's up, super geniuses? Chairman's keycard.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said
What's up,
something
Rick?
to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Are you kidding? The board never stood a chance against me.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Great, and I was just about to pop open some drinks and celebrate.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing.
So that's real bad.
2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
This cannot be the end of the
home
game.
Planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
That's super fucking interesting. Is that the end of the game? Wait, hold on. I need to ask you something.
Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can.
What do you think happened?
I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here.
You mentioned a frigate disappearing?
You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them.
I hope you're setting up for a DLC pack, guys, and not like a sequel. There's something else. I know about the other colonists, Phineas.
I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours.
Well, better late than never, I guess.
I'm not asking you to forgive me. Lord knows I won't forgive myself. But I'm going to try to set things right. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer as best I can.
I don't have any more questions. We've got work to do. I don't have an option to ask anything else.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
I mean, I'm kind of a... I'm just a silver-tongued ding-dong. You really want me doing this? So I've got plans with the chairman in my pocket. No one's going to know I'm running the colony. Or I'm going to run this colony myself. I've already convinced the chairman to take my side. I'm going to do what I've always done. Whatever I want, all of the time. Yeah.
The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence further cemented Ellie's perspective. She understood she could never truly rely on others, so she set about making sure she wouldn't have to. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She enjoyed a long and infamous career running missions across the system. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, The vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the riot on Tartarus and partnered with Chairman Rockwell to run the colony together. As Halcyon looked toward the future, you remained a constant presence in the colony's administration. You were never weighed down by bureaucracy, and you never had to dirty your hands with politics. You had people who did that for you. By your influence, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
End of game. Yeah, given how long that fucking epilogue was, I imagine there's quite a few different variables for how that could go. Oh yeah, that's the end. That's it. Outer Worlds completo. I assume they're saving that for DLC expansion packs for the next set.